The blog post for Season 5 of Black Ops 6 dropped a few hours ago. I've stayed away from spoilers as best as I can, but I am ready to hop into this and see what we got coming, because I know we have a new zombies map. That's mostly what I'm excited for, but I'm also excited to see what we got coming for multiplayer. So let's just hop right into it. We have the season image that we get every single season, breaks down everything that we're going to be getting. So we've got Runway 6v6, we've got Exchange, which is a strike map. Oh, we got WMD, another remake coming. Or a remaster, sorry. Then we have Jackpot 6v6 coming in season. This was in the campaign, so I'm pretty excited to see this. It's a very, very good looking, at least in the campaign. It was very nice to look at. Combat bow coming, we already knew that from the leaks. We have new modes, which are aim high. Ooh, that's interesting. Snipers only, W. Snipers only is a really fun mode. Cranked mosh pit, finally, dude. They need to just leave Cranked around, because Cranked is such a fun game mode. Crank Demolition, that's new. Blueprint Gunfight, also new. And then Ransack is returning in season. I don't really remember Ransacked, I'll be honest. Zombies, we have Reckoning, which is the new map. We got Uber Klaus and Commando Klaus as new enemies. Holy, that looks like a bad you know what. New wonder weapon, the Gorg effects. What the? That thing looks weird. New field upgrade, Mr. Peaks. Wait, a Mr. Peaks field upgrade. What the? That's crazy. That's crazy. New Grief Arenas, directed mode for Reckoning coming in season. Obviously, Team Cranked returning in season, W. And then obviously the combat bow is also coming. Warzone, I'm interested to see if they're going to have anything for like Black Ops 7 reveals in Warzone. I feel like it's been a while since we've done that. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I do kind of miss those Warzone reveals for new games. For Dance, we have a POI update to the Stadium, as well as Stadium Resurgence as an LTM. Ooh, that's actually, I might check that out. Deadline LTM, and then Satellite Hijack contract. Interesting. Weapons operators, we have we got a revolver coming, the Gravemark 357, and that is going to be in season. It's so unfortunate that's in season. We have the PML 556, kind of that handle reminds me of a saw, if I'm being honest. It might be a saw. And then the ABR-A1, we all know it as the AUG. Nobody's going to be calling it the ABR. So these are the two battle pass weapons, and then we have the boxing gloves, which is an event reward. Doesn't say in season, so it looks like we're going to be getting that pretty soon after launch. We're getting Sims as the operator. Whoa, that black cell looks so sick. Never worth the money, but hey, for what it's worth, it looks really sick. Attachments, we have the helical mag for the PPSH 41. Interesting. And then we have the skull splitter barrel for the 9mm. Also pretty interesting. They call these attachments, though. These aren't like weapon kits or whatever. So I don't expect it to change the playstyle very much for these, especially not the PPSH. It just seems like it's a new mag type. So, I mean, maybe it's a slower rate of fire with like a higher caliber or something. But with the helical mag, it's definitely not higher caliber. If anything, it's going to be a smaller caliber. So it's already a bullet hose. So I don't think that's going to change up much. Maybe it's just a different amount of bullets. This one, though, I kind of expect it to extend range or something. But events, we're getting the 90s action heroes, the Atomic Block Party, and the Operation Hell. All right, so now we have the overhead for the runway map. Looks like it's in an airport. Looks like a classic 3-lane map. As always, with the modern era of Call of Duty, it's really going to depend on the spawn system to see what the map actually feels like, which is really unfortunate but you know, it is what it is. Exchange. Oh yeah, this looks like a pretty tiny map. Oh wait, this is from the campaign too. It was just nighttime when this happened. Yeah, this is like you're running through here, running away after killing some major figurehead in Avalon. Usually it was dark, but like specifically I remember this part because I died several times right here. And I would take this path every time because it was like a little flank to be able to look at the rest of the map. If I remember right, I think it's through here. And then you would look into this part, which actually it might be that. In fact, I'm very confident it's that. And then this part would be that right there. Anyways, WMD is definitely a reimagining. Like there's no snow. There's not that like icy vibe to it. I still think it looks pretty good. It still looks like it's going to play pretty much the exact same. Of course, it all is reliant on the spawn system. So who really knows? And Jackpot. They don't have an overview for this, which is kind of weird, but it was very reminiscent of the casino map from the original Black Ops. I don't know if it's a remake or anything like that. I really don't remember much about that map. I just remember, obviously, you were in a casino, but definitely excited for that one. Aim high. Aim high to survive across a variety of game modes, including TDM, domination, hardpoint, and kill confirmed, where headshots land instant elims, while full body armor minimizes damage dealt anywhere below the neck. As a bonus, this headshot training is likely to hone your talents when unlocking weapon camos, as well as increasing the damage output against the undead when you jump over to zombies. Yeah, I was just about to say, this seems like it's going to be very good for camo grinding. If you haven't finished the multiplayer camo grind, or you have other weapons to camo grind, is going to be a very efficient mode for that. I kind of wish that body shots didn't do any damage. Like I know there's a modifier in private matches typically that allow you to have and make it so only headshots do damage. And I kind of wish that's what this was. It was only headshots. But I don't mind this. I think it's a very fun, different way to shake up the gameplay. You got your typical TDM dom hardpoint kill confirmed. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun mode. And honestly, I'm hoping that it's still going to be here like throughout the season and beyond, because I do really want to camo grind the revolver, because I think out of all the weapons that I saw for this season, that's really the only one that interests me a ton. Snipers only, it's the classic. We already know what it is. Operators spawn in with a sniper and only a sniper. Equipment, secondary weapons, field upgrade, score streaks, and your melee are restricted. Ooh, thank goodness. You still get perks, but you can only use snipers. Very, very fun if you enjoy sniper gameplay. Cranked Mosh Pit. It's a returning mode. We already know what it is. Cranked Demolition. Pretty self-explanatory. It's demolition with cranked, which is honestly sounds really fun too. I love demolition. But Ransack, get rich or die trying as Ransack returns. Score points by looting gold bars. I remember what this game mode is now. Yeah. That's a really fun game mode. I'm glad that that's returning too. Gunfight, but you just have blueprints this time, so whatever. We have the combat bow, which is only 500 score. That's kind of surprising. Firing a single shot with explosive tips that explode on impact, dealing incendiary damage, and leaving a trail of fire in its wake. Okay, so you're like shooting incendiaries. That's ranked play. Rewards still look fire. I think they've looked really good every single season. I'm just not really interested in ranked play. Zombies, here we go. Yo, this looks crazy. See the pack-a-punch there? It's like floating though. That's weird. That is sort of reminiscent of, was it Forsaken in Cold War? That had it was a giant portal. This doesn't really look like a portal, but it might be like shooting a beam into a portal. That just reminds me of Forsaken a lot. Looming over the once sleepy settlement of Liberty Falls, the Project Janus headquarters, 3 edifices known locally as Janus Towers, now teeters on the verge of collapse. Constructed between Redacted and Redacted, this vast and vertical facility is separated into Redacted, with Ethereum slowly being released into Redacted. Enormous reactors, Redacted, limitless power, but at a price. Vast and vertical facility. I guess I should have known that, because like when you see the towers at the end of, I think it was the cutscene for the last map, they show the towers more specifically, and they're also called towers, so vertical gameplay should be a given. I'm wondering if we're going to see the grapple hook in this map, if it is that vertical. Tower systems appear to be critically damaged and total failure is imminent. Stabilizing the Aether reactor seems to be the initial goal before even greater threats must be faced. Prepare to confront cosmic chaos in the last chapter of the Black Ops 6 Zombies narrative, launching at the start of Season 5 at August 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, comms team's handlers. We expect Peck, Ravenov, and Strauss to provide valuable support, with Raptor 1 always skybound. But what of Dr. Panos, who sacrificed Alpha Team to return himself from the Dark Aether, and Security Chief John Blanchard, last seen pursuing Panos into the towers? Then there's both Sam and Director Richtofen. All right, all to be expected. I'm assuming this is the starting room. Pretty okay starting room. Is that quick revive at start? If this really is the starting room? It might not be. From the moment you step into the now debris-strewn lobby, it soon becomes clear that the towers have seen better days. Laboratories, computing and research, offices, and more secretive chambers may be accessed by more novel means of transportation. Blank parachutes, redacted anti-gravity personnel launchers to blank, Aether vents, blank, with low gravity, redacted robot assembly, redacted, attunement accelerator, redacted. Alright. I almost would rather them just not put this paragraph if like so much of it is going to be redacted. Automaton alert, new elite enemy, Uberklaus. The secret research and development program of Project Janus appears to have been more evolved than originally thought, developing many more robots in the Klaus assembly lab than first anticipated. The greatest of these threats is the Uberklaus, a murderous automaton encased in a toughened, bulky exoskeleton that maintains a cocky attitude, lethal efficiency, and super strength, all directed at newly programmed threats. I mean, he looks mean. Enemy takedown tactics are unknown at this point, though combat is likely to be focused on disrupting the Uberklaus form's heavy shielding and avoiding its melee attacks. Okay, so I'm assuming those are the shield generators or whatever. So you're probably going to be targeting those, if I had to guess. Those are going to be like weak points. Once the exoskeleton is broken, the Uberklaus core will eject, revealing its second deadly form. Okay, so this is like a multi-stage elite, similar to the ones that we had in D Machine. The Uberklaus core increases in agility, sacrificing defenses for less lumbering locomotion and flying capabilities, thanks to rocket-powered hover boots. Oh, so it's going to eject and basically turn into like a disciple almost. You know, it's probably not going to summon a bunch of things, but just the flying nature of it, that's kind of cool. It continues to employ energy-based arm-mounted launchers, avoid at all costs, while its defensive Tesla coil shield can prevent your income. Okay, so it has like another shield where it maintains the Tesla coil shields after you break the exoskeleton. Okay, that thing seems like it's going to be very lethal, very annoying to deal with. What the... I didn't know we were getting Ultron in this game. Other entities, Red Mist descends, robots dispatched. Emergency enforcement protocols may have already been triggered across all three towers, resulting in periodic robot battalions known as Commando Klaus homing in on perceived intruders. Preceded by a strange red mist, these automated enemies have had their higher functions disconnected and self-destruct sequences activated and should be dispatched with swift and focused aggression. Okay, so it seems like this is going to be like the zombie round. Similar to what they did with the last map, where you had like the exploding green, I forget what they were called, but it seems like they're going to be rushing you, trying to self-destruct. It's going to be red instead of green, and it seems like they're flying now. So it seems like this is going to be the most annoying bug round, hellhound round, whatever you want to call it, of all. Special round. Mechanical threats are only one of the expected adversaries. Reports of zombified Project Janus security and administrative personnel, the remains of scientists, hazmat crews, and even experimental mutations are confirmed to be active within the towers. I like that on all the different maps they have like different zombies that are like designed for that map. I don't know, I assume that's probably the standard and has been, but I still feel like it needs to be said. I think it's very good that they continue to make sure that each map has unique zombie models. The Gorgafex. Latest intel all but confirms Janus Towers may be hiding a new and grotesquely potent wonder weapon known as the Gorgafex. Partly charred experimentation notes discovered on microfiche indicate what? The existence of a bioetheric armament. I don't know what that word is. A flat piece of film containing micro photographs of the pages of a newspaper, catalog, or other document. But how does it work? The Gorgafex fires what appears to be a slug of aether-based energy. So it's like okay. On impact, this inflicts a dense area of direct damage with a tight area of effect. The damage of the impact varies depending on whether the user charges the attack before release. Okay, so you can charge it up to, I guess, make it like a bigger AoE, more damage. Shortly after impact, energy from a fully charged blast dissipates outward, inflicting damage in the wide area. Yep, the dissipation seems to cause a focused temporary gravitational anomaly, catching and incapacitating enemies to float at just above head height. So fully charged makes them float. Alright, more research is required, but it appears 2 additional variations have been discovered. Ooh. Okay, so we're getting three different or two variants. I wonder what they're going to do. I'll tell you what, this thing, especially this picture right here, reminds me greatly of the Zuli's Bane, Zali's Bane hand cannon from the King's Fall raid in Destiny 2. Just the way it breaks right here and like flops downward. Seems like I might have different reload animations though, which is pretty cool. All right, Reckoning additional content. That's a decent skin. It reminds me a lot of Maya's skin. Main quest and quest rewards. The assault on Janus Towers and Reckoning main quest go live at the start of season 5. Ensure you complete the main quest to obtain the Blood, Sweat, and Gears operator skin for Gray, an intriguing weapon charm, multiple calling cards, and sizable XP rewards. Players who complete the main quest prior to the mid-season will earn a unique calling card variant. Oh, so it's like a Klaus charm. I like that. I like that there's a Klaus head hanging off her hip. It's a decent skin. It's nothing too crazy, but, you know, it's got a nice vibe to it. Unstable gravity. Due to experiments conducted in the Redacted, this chamber may experience fluctuating gravity with projectile weaponry and movement affected during these intermittent gravitic anomalies. Interesting. So is this like a trap, or does this just like happen on certain rounds? Rapid transportation teleporters. Okay, using failsafe experimentation with etheric energy, Project Janus scientists have developed a means of instantly transporting organic and inorganic material between points with almost no fatalities reported. Almost. These devices work in attuned pairs, one acting as a transmitter and the other a receiver. So similar to Firebase Z, I guess, is the one that I'm most familiar with. It uses like teleporters. Probably just going to be using them to get to different parts of the map. Probably means there's no grapple hook, unfortunately, but that would have been nice. Rapid transportation anti-gravity personnel launchers. A novel and likely completely safe means of transport. Used in pairs, the launchers create a focused tunnel of gravity, allowing the user the illusion of flight and the ability to jump from one location, such as a tower, balcony, or overlook, to another. Okay, yeah, this one definitely, to me, screams that there's not going to be a grappling hook at all. This reminds me, I don't know like what zombie maps specifically have these, but I know in a lot of like custom Black Ops 3 maps, there's been a lot of these launchers that will like take you from one spot to another. There's also a caster turret, the cognitive and adaptive system for target elimination and reinforcement turret, with armament and control panel components, is a joint venture between the Project Janus Cognitive Science and Security Technology divisions. This wall-mounted automated cannon unleashes devastatingly powerful barrages of etheric energy in quick bursts to neutralize threats. Update the turret with blank nano energy technology and blank. Okay, so you're going to have different upgrades for it. Like it says, armament and control panel components, probably similar to those turrets in MWZ where you could put like different ammo mods into it. I assume it's going to be like that, but maybe it changes what the turret actually does instead of just a different energy or whatever. Lore and Intel, now in the epicenter of what could be cataclysmic dark aether event. There's no time like the present to gather lore related to Reckoning in the form of audio logs, documents, and artifacts discovered throughout the map. Pretty standard. Additional gameplay content. We're getting Grief for Reckoning coming in season. There's obviously going to be a directed mode mid-season. A returning LTM, which is Team Cranked, coming in the mid-season. Combat bow. Okay. I'm really interested about the Mr. Peaks field upgrade. It is coming in season, unfortunately, and it is an event reward. Summon Mr. Peaks to our reality to create chaos as the deadly and distracting bunny busts out the moves and bashes undead brains to a raving disco beat. Okay. Once Mr. Peaks arrives in your hands, throw this hairy helper into the fray, and he gleefully attracts normal and special enemies and attacks any undead within his wandering radius, savaging foes until they explode in a shower of bright confetti. All right, what are these augments? Dance party. Mr. Peaks becomes the life of the party, attracting nearby zombies to him before he detonates an aether pulse to thin out the crowd considerably. So a lot like a monkey bomb. Arcane Fury, he's become a master of the elements, enhancing his regular damage with a random ammo mod. Alright, pretty interesting. Apex Hunter, Mr. Peaks focuses all attacks on the strongest nearby enemy, other than bosses. For example, Uber class would be targeted over regular foes with increased damage inflicted. Very nice. So that's more of like a way to focus down elites and specials. Okay, I like that. Minor augments, we have the social butterfly to increase the attraction radius. W. Peaks' favor. Mr. Peaks is good to have around mystery box locations because you get a free box spin if you're near one during activation. Ooh, that feels like it's going to be a very popular one. Party animal, increase Mr. Peaks dance duration. Yeah, these two are pretty standard. They're probably going to be used a lot. This one, very, very interesting though. Very useful too. There's also going to be a leaderboard event for the Reckoning, which honestly the last one was pretty disappointing with the rewards, so I can't say that I'm super excited for this, but it's nice that they're going to be continuing it. I do think it is a good thing. They need to include it more. It's just the rewards weren't, there or whatever. All right, now we move into some Warzone content. They're going to be opening the roof in the stadium. There's going to be some LTMs, some new features. Build up towards a major something by completing the satellite hijack contract. I wonder if this has to do with Black Ops 7 stuff. And then ranked play. So the Abyss protocol activated, stadium compromised. Recent intelligence indicates a massive disruption across Verdansk is imminent as recon teams have confirmed the existence of a clandestine military base hidden within the sealed walls of the National Acropolis area. The extent of the threat remains unclear, though a weapon capable of large-scale destruction is expected to be unearthed within the vicinity. So are we unearthing another nuke? Are we bombing Verdansk again? Is that what we're doing? Squads are recommended to assemble and begin explorations in preparation for a possible breach. Satellite hijack contract. Breach the stadium in possibly the most impressively explosive way possible as you and other enemy squads attempt to race to complete the multi-step satellite hijack contract. Infiltrate the stadium by any means necessary, confirming the nefarious operations and hidden compound within. This contract is only available during the first full week of the season, so don't miss your chance to engage in this important event. Secure the redacted to obtain a special reward. The redacted available to every member of your squad and usable during the rest of the match, as well as permanently placed in your gunsmith. So are we getting a wonder weapon or like a field upgrade or something? Maybe you get like a permanent missile launch or something. You can just launch at teams. Additional reports appear to indicate further and increasingly alarming redacted, recommending additional attention to redacted as the redacted progresses. Okay, so yeah, it looks like just the very top is open. I assume there's probably going to be some doors on the side open so you can get in on the sides as well. It looks kind of different in there though, I'm not going to lie. Stadium Resurgence LTM for week 2. 36 players, 12-minute matches. Should operators visit Verdansk during the second full week of Season 5, they may find entry to the stadium is now viable thanks to some light orbital remodeling, along with unlocked ground-level entrances allowing full exploration into the clandestine compound. With all the recent explosive activity, the action is heating up again, and the stadium receives a focused resurgence battle with with a 7-circle collapse, along with the public events and loot assembled for this rapid action mode. All right, I mean, I think Resurgence on Verdansk plays really well, so I might hop into that depending on what the boys do. All right, and normal Resurgence rules apply. Cool. Deadline LTM mid-season. A deadline looms in this new LTM where more than just elims keep you in the match. Jump in with your squad and amass as many points as you can between each circle collapse. Naturally, racking up elims by dispatching both human and bot hostile agents is a key method of increasing your points total, which are also rewarded with points by completing contracts, looting supplies, and spending cash at buy stations. Okay, so it seems like it's a tad bit more objective focused rather than just survive and kill, but, somewhat interesting. Keep those points flowing, though there are limited respawns for you and your team as each circle collapse occurs. The lowest scoring squads are eliminated from the match, and there's an increase in the presence of hostile agents. Be prepared to fight for your spot. With each new gas circle, all scores are reset, so there's no resting on your early match laurels here. You need to constantly prove yourself by staying active and climbing up. Okay, I like that a lot. I like that you can't just stockpile stuff in the beginning and cruise through the rest. You have to remain active the entire time. that also seems extremely interesting. Solos moving into Season 5. Casual solos receive 3 times the number of daily users compared to core solos. Wow. So both core solos and casual solos will be available globally on day 1 of the season. Within 48 hours, playlists will be updated, and core solos will remain active in North America and Europe only, and casuals will continue everywhere else, or everywhere, all regions. That's really interesting. So it seems like core isn't played enough outside of NA in Europe to even keep that as a mode. That's very interesting. General content. We got the PML 556. Yeah, this is definitely the saw. It is a battle pass weapon. It's a full auto LMG, fast rate of fire, highly lethal, very low mobility, hefty recoil. We got the ABR. It's the AUG. Ooh, 3-round burst AR. Okay, good handling power, moderate recoil and range, configurable to full auto. Okay, very cool. I don't think we really have very many burst ARs in this game. I could just be completely blanking, but I like that little switch up. Boxing gloves, moderate damage, fast attack speed, long range, really long range on the boxing gloves. That's kind of wild. Moderate damage, so it's not a one-hit kill, which is to be expected with fast speed. But that long range is really tripping me up. The Grave Mark 357 revolver. It is a single action revolver, high power and considerable damage, limited by lower ammo count and segmented reload. Okay, so I wonder if this means it's going to be a one tap to the head. Okay, there is a Kimbo to dual wield W. Doesn't say that it one taps to the head, but I expect it to, if I'm being honest. The attachments, the skull splitter. The barrel greatly increases damage, especially to the head, reducing the rate of fire. Okay. I'm down. This seems pretty interesting for that. The helical mag. Manage heat on this high ammo count magazine that excels at spraying bullets in close and medium ranges. So, are you going to actually have to manage heat? Because if so, that's kind of whack. They also don't tell you how many bullets are in the mag, which is kind of weird. But all right, we have the 90s action hero event. Take it over the top and be the leading hero you're meant to be in this event that plays homage to action flicks. Earn the new boxing gloves melee weapon, a black cell boxing gloves variant. Nice. Still not worth it, even though I buy it every time because I'm a sheep. The event, the Operation Hell Ride, includes the revolver on this one. Don't get your wires crossed in this event, challenging operators to save the day from a ticking time bomb. Okay, seems interesting. Atomic Block Party. It's time to commemorate everyone's favorite chaotic battleground, engaging Nuketown-inspired event full of rewards. All right, they're really not giving much info on these events, which is fine. I'm down to be surprised. It's just usually they give more. And then the Reckoning Leaderboard event. Battle Pass Black Cell. Not worth it. Don't pay for it, even though I'm going to, because I'm stupid. New store offerings, new bundles, CDL recap, phase sucks. I'm depressed that Celium is leaving. Also depressed that Optic won, but... All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for the blog post. There was one other thing I wanted to look at real quick, and that we got a GIF of the new Wonder Weapon. It looks pretty sick. I'm very excited about the map. It seems like this season they're definitely not giving us quantity. It seems like there's going to be a lot less this season compared to other seasons, but it does seem like there's going to be quite a bit of quality, especially in Warzone and some of those events, zombies, and the map. It seems like it is going to be of a much higher quality than the other maps. Multiplayer's kind of getting shit on this season, I'm not gonna lie to you, but if you like everything else, gonna be eating good for this season, I think. But let me know how you feel about this, if you agree, disagree, what excites you, what you wish they would have done for this season. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace!